A blessed day, learners. I'm Teacher Lumaban, and I will be your guide in this video. If you are new in my channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be updated in my videos. This time our topic is the review notes in criminal sociology, ethics and human relations, part 3. Be ready as we start. Learn and enjoy our topic for today. Be safe, and God bless you always.
Commit your way to the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. Psalm 37 verse 5.
Crimes of the modern world. The crimes in the modern world represent the latest and the most dangerous manifestations of the something-for-nothing complex problems of society. This includes organized crimes, white-collar crimes, conventional crimes, victimless crimes, and the so-called transnational crimes. The transnational character of many crimes in this modern world, although not new, has not been fully recognized until recently. Crime was traditionally viewed as a purely domestic law enforcement issue and, therefore, treated and addressed as an exclusive concern of individual states. As such, crimes, being a new threat to domestic and international interest and security, has given recognition to be known as transnational crimes. Transnational crime is an offense that has an international dimension and implies crossing at least one national border before, during or after the fact. This include but not limited to illegal drug trafficking, money laundering, terrorism, arms smuggling, piracy, kidnapping, trafficking in persons, and cyber crimes. Most of these crimes falling under this category reflect connection with organized and white-collar criminals. Organized crimes. An organized crime is a criminal activity by an enduring structure or organization developed and devoted primarily to the pursuit of profits through illegal means. It is sometimes referred to as the mob, mafia, syndicate, or the Cosa Nostra, which are known as the enemy within, the second government, the fifth estate, or the crime confederation. The term Cosa Nostra literally means one thing, or mafia is used to signify organized crimes, and one of the varieties names for either mob or syndicate. A strict code of conduct governs their behavior called the omerta, the mafia's code of secrecy, and informal, unwritten code of organized crime, which demands silence and loyalty, among other things, of family members. Abondinsky, 1991. Whatever be the name, the organization is known to be formal, with division of labor, with coordination of activities through rules and codes, and with allocation of tasks in order to achieve illegitimate goals. The organization seeks profit from crimes and tries to prevent itself from threats, prosecution, and even punishment from legal authorities. Criminal organizations keep illegal actions secret, and members communicate by word of mouth, therefore police will never be able to trace phone calls or letters. Many organized crime operations have legal fronts, such as licensed gambling, building construction, and trash hauling, or which operate in parallel with and provide cover for drug trafficking, money laundering, prostitution, extortion, murder for hire, hijacking, fraud, and insider trading. Other criminal operations engage in human trafficking, political corruption, black marketeering, political violence, racist and religiously motivated violence, terrorism, abduction, prison break and crimes against humanity. In order for a criminal organization to prosper, some degree of support is required from the society in which it lives. Thus, it is often necessary to corrupt some of its respected members, most commonly achieved through bribery, blackmail, and the establishment of symbiotic relationships with legitimate businesses. Judicial and police officers and legislators are especially targeted for control by organized crime via bribes. Globalization occurs in crime as much as it does in business. Criminal organizations easily cross boundaries between countries. This is especially true of organized groups that engage in human trafficking. The newest growth sectors for organized crime are identity theft and online extortion. These activities are troubling because they discourage consumers from using the internet for e-commerce. E-commerce was supposed to level the playing ground between small and large businesses, but the growth of online organized crime is leading to the opposite effect. Large businesses are able to afford more bandwidth, to resist denial of service attacks, and superior security. Furthermore, organized crime using the internet is much harder to trace down for the police, even though they increasingly deploy cyber cops, since police forces and law enforcement agencies in general operate on a national level, while the internet makes it even more simple for criminal organizations to cross boundaries and even to operate completely remotely. Organized crime families. Perhaps the best known criminal organizations are the Sicilian and American Cosa Nostra, most commonly known as the Mafia. The Neapolitan Camorra, the Calabrian 'Ndrangheta, and the Apulian Sacra Corona Unita are similar Italian organized crime groups. Other notable groups include the Colombian drug cartels, the Mexican drug cartels, the Irish mob, the Japanese Yakuza, the Chinese triads, the Russian mafia, the Mexican mafia, the Indian mafia, the Bulgarian mafia, the Chechen mafia, the Brazilian Comando Vermelho, CB, and Primeiro Comando de Capital, PCC, and the Central American Mara Salvatrucha, MS-13. Prisoners may also be involved in criminal organizations. Many terrorist groups, such as Hezbollah, Al-Qaeda, the Provisional IRA and the Ulster Defense Association, also engage in criminal activities such as trafficking and money laundering as well as terrorism. World leaders throughout history who have been accused of running their country like a criminal organization include Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin, Mao Zedong, Augusto Pinochet, Idi Amin, Mobutu Sese Seko, Nicolae Ceausescu, Francisco Franco, Hugo Banzer, Chiang Kai-shek, Slobodan Milosevic, Vladimir Putin, Silvio Berlusconi, Alberto Fujimori, in league with his advisor Vladimiro Montesinos, Senior General Then Shui of Burma, and various other dictators and military juntas. Corrupt political leaders may have links to existing organized crime groups, either domestic or international, or else may simply exercise power in a manner that duplicates the functioning and purpose of organized crime. In the past, criminal organizations have naturally limited themselves by their need to expand. This has put them in competition with each other. This competition, often leading to violence, uses valuable resources such as manpower, either killed or sent to prison, equipment, and finances. The Irish mob boss of the Winter Hill Gang, in the 1980s, turned informant for the FBI. He used this position to eliminate competition and consolidate power within the city of Boston, which led to the imprisonment of several senior organized crime figures, including Gennaro Jerry Angulo, underboss of the Patriarca crime family. Infighting sometimes occurs within an organization, such as the Castellamar's War of 1930-31 and the Irish mob wars of the 1960s and 70s. Today, criminal organizations are increasingly working together, realizing that it is better to work in cooperation rather than in competition with each other. This has led to the rise of global criminal organizations such as Mara Salvatrucha. The Sicilian Mafia in the US have had links with organized crime groups in Italy such as the Camorra, the 'Ndrangheta and the Sacra Corona Unita. The Sicilian Mafia has also been known to work with the Irish mob. John Gotti of the Gambino family and James Coonan of the Westies are known to have worked together, with the Westies operating as a contract hit squad for the Gambino family after they helped Coonan come to power, the Japanese Yakuza and the Russian Mafia. How the organized crime group works. For the organization to work, there must be 1. An enforcer, one who make arrangements for killing and injuring, physically, economically, psychologically, the members or non-members. A corrupter, one who bribes, buys, intimidates, threatens, negotiates, and sweet talks into a relationship with the police, public officials or any else who might help the members' security and maintain immunity from arrest, prosecution, and punishment. A corruptee, a public official, usually not a member of the organization family, who can wield influence on behalf of the organization's interest. Sources of illegal profit. The organization gains from goods and services that are of great demand by the society but are prohibited by law. It includes but not limited to most victimless crimes such as illegal drugs, alcohol, gambling, pornography, and including bank fraud, extortion or racketeering and others. Characteristics of organized crimes. 1. It is a conspiracy activity involving coordination of members. 2. Economic gain is the primary goal. 3. Economic gain is achieved through illegal means. 4. Employs predatory tactics such as intimidation, violence, and corruption. 5. Effective control over members, associates, and victims. 6. Organized crimes does not include terrorists dedicated to political change. Generic types of organized crimes. 1. Political graft, manned by political criminals. Political graft, who use of force and violence of a means to obtain profit or gain, and or achieving political aims or ambitions. An example of this is vote buying, and the employment of private armies to control a certain political area. Generic types of organized crimes. 2. The mercenary/predatory organized crime, crimes committed by groups for direct personal profit but prey upon unwilling victims. Example, extortionist/racketeer. 3. In group-oriented organized crime, groups manned by semi-organized individual whose major goals are for psychological gratification such as adolescent gangs. Example, motorcycle gangs. 4. Syndicated crime, the organization that participates in illicit activity in society by the use of force, threat, or intimidation. The group with a formal structure, whose purpose is to provide illicit services, which are in strong public demand through the use of secrecy on the part of the associates. There is assurance of protection necessary for its operations through political corruption or avoidance of prosecution. Essential composition of organized crime. Organized crime needs professional criminals to successfully operate in the organization. Professional crimes refer to occupations or their incumbents, which possesses various traits including useful knowledge that requires lengthy training, service orientation, and code of ethics that permits occupations to attempt to obtain autonomy and independence with high prestige and remuneration. Characteristics of professional crimes, Sutherland. 1. Crime is a sole means of livelihood. 2. Careful planning, and reliance upon technical skills and methods. 3. Offenders are of migratory lifestyle. 4. The groups have shared sense of belongingness, rules, codes of behavior, and mutual specialized language. Criminological types of organized crimes. 1. Traditional crime syndicates. 2. Non-traditional crime syndicates. 3. Semi-organized crime. 4. Politically controlled organized crime. Controlling organized crimes. Organized crimes can be controlled through law enforcement effort, organization of anti-organized crime measures, community awareness, and cooperation. Philippine Center for Transnational Crime. In response to organized criminal activities, the Philippine government has instituted programs and projects to address these threats to national and international interest and security. It has created the Philippine Center on Transnational Crime, PCTC, EO number 62S 1999, to establish a shared central database among concerned agencies for information on criminals, methodologies, arrests, and convictions on transnational crime in all its forms. Apart from this, the Center is mandated to discharge the following. 1. Supervise and control conduct of anti-transnational crime operations of all government agencies and instrumentalities. 2. Establish a central database on national as well as international legislations and jurisprudence on transnational crime, with the end in view of recommending measures to strengthen responses and provide immediate intervention for the prevention, detection, and apprehension of criminals operating in the country. 3. Establish a Center for Strategic Research on the structure and dynamics of transnational crime, predict trends, and analyze relationships of given factors for the formulation of strategies to combat the same. 4. Design programs and projects aimed at enhancing national capacity building in combating transnational crime, as well as supporting the related programs and projects of other ASEAN and international centers, and 5. Explore and coordinate information exchanges and training with other government agencies, foreign countries, and international organizations involved in containing and eliminating transnational crime. Executive Order No. 100 Series of 1999. To further strengthen the operational, administrative, and information support system of the PCTC, EO. No. 100s 1999 empowered the Center to exercise general supervision and control over the following. 1. Loop Center of the National Action Committee on Anti-Hijacking and Terrorism, NACAHT, whose primary mission is to assist and support the NACAHT in integrating and orchestrating the efforts of all law enforcement agencies against international and domestic terrorism. 2. International Criminal Police Organization ICPO Interpol NCB-Manila, which has been reconstituted to serve as the National Liaison Office and main coordinating body for international police cooperation against transnational crime. 3. Police attaches of the Philippine National Police, PNP, and 4. Political attaches/counselors for security matters of the Department of the Interior and Local Government, DILG. White-collar crimes. Edwin Sutherland defined white-collar crime as criminal acts committed by a person of respectability and high social status in the course of his or her occupation. Forms of white-collar crimes. 1. Corporate crimes, the violation of a criminal statute either by a corporate entity or by its executives, employees, or agents, acting on behalf of and for the benefit of the corporation, partnership, or other business entity. 2. Environmental crimes, violation of criminal law which, although typically committed by businesses or by business officials, may also be committed by other persons or organizational entities, and which damage some protected or otherwise significant aspect of the natural environment. 3. Occupational crimes, any act punishable by law, which is committed through opportunity created in the course of an occupation that is legal. Organizational occupational crime, crimes committed for the benefit of the entire organization, in such instances only the organization or the employer, not individual employees. State authority occupational crime, crimes by officials through the exercise of their state-based authority. Such crime is occupation-specific, and can only be committed by person in public office or by working for such persons. Professional occupational crime, crimes by professionals in their capacity as professionals. The crimes of physicians, attorneys, psychologists, and the like are included here. Individual occupational crime, crimes by individuals as individuals which include income tax evasion, theft of goods and services by employees, the filing of false expense report, and the like. Occupational crimes also refer to white-collar crime, Sutherland. Avocational crime, committed by one who does not think for himself as criminal and whose major source of income is something other than crime. Corporate crime, committed by corporate officials for their corporations and the offenses of the corporation and the offenses of the corporation itself. Economic crime, illegal activity that principally involves deceit, misrepresentation, concealment, manipulation, breach of trust and illegal circumvention. Organizational crime, illegal actions taken in accordance with operative organizational goals that seriously harm employees or the general public. Upper world crime, law-breaking acts, committed by those who, due to their positions in the structure, have obtained specialized kinds of occupational slots essential for the commission of these offenses. Types and schemes of white-collar crimes. 1. Bank fraud, to engage in an act or pattern of activity where the purpose is to defraud a bank of funds. 2. Blackmail, a demand for money or other consideration under threat to do bodily harm, to injure property, to accuse of a crime, or to expose secrets. 3. Bribery, when money, goods, services, information, or anything else of value is offered with intent to influence the actions, opinions, or decisions of the taker. You may be charged with bribery whether you offer the bribe or accept it. 4. Cellular phone fraud, the unauthorized use, tampering, or manipulation of a cellular phone or service. This can be accomplished by either use of a stolen phone, or where an actor signs up for service under false identification, or where the actor clones a valid electronic serial number, ESN, by using an ESN reader and reprograms another cellular phone with a valid ESN number. 5. Computer fraud, where computer hackers steal information sources contained on computers such as bank information, credit cards, and proprietary information. 6. Counterfeiting, occurs when someone copies or imitates an item without having been authorized to do so and passes the copy off for the genuine or original item. Counterfeiting is most often associated with money, however can also be associated with designer clothing, handbags, and watches. 7. Credit card fraud, the unauthorized use of a credit card to obtain goods of value. 8. Currency schemes, the practice of speculating on the future value of currencies. 9. Embezzlement, when a person who has been entrusted with money or property appropriates it for his or her own use and benefit. 10. Environmental schemes, the overbilling and fraudulent practices exercised by corporations which purport to clean up the environment. 11. Extortion, occurs when one person illegally obtains property from another by actual or threatened force, fear, or violence, or under cover of official right. 12. Forgery, when a person passes a false or worthless instrument such as a check or counterfeit security with the intent to defraud or injure the recipient. 13. Healthcare fraud, where an unlicensed healthcare provider provides services under the guise of being licensed and obtains monetary benefit for the service. 14. Insider trading, when a person uses inside, confidential, or advance information to trade in shares of publicly held corporations. 15. Insurance fraud, to engage in an act or pattern of activity wherein one obtains proceeds from an insurance company through deception. 16. Investment schemes, where an unsuspecting victim is contacted by the actor who promises to provide a large return on a small investment. 17. Kickback, occurs when a person who sells an item pays back a portion of the purchase price to the buyer. 18. Larceny/theft, when a person wrongfully takes another person's money or property with the intent to appropriate, convert or steal it. 19. Money laundering, the investment or transfer of money from racketeering, drug transactions or other embezzlement schemes so that it appears that its original source either cannot be traced or is legitimate. 20. Racketeering, the operation of an illegal business for personal profit. 21. Securities fraud, the act of artificially inflating the price of stocks by brokers so that buyers can purchase a stock on the rise. 22. Tax evasion, when a person commits fraud in filing or paying taxes. 23. Telemarketing fraud, actors operate out of boiler rooms and place telephone calls to residences and corporations where the actor requests a donation to an alleged charitable organization or where the actor requests money up front or a credit card number up front, and does not use the donation for the stated purpose. 24. Welfare fraud, to engage in an act or acts where the purpose is to obtain benefits, i.e. public assistance, food stamps, or Medicaid, from the state or federal government. 25. Weights and measures, the act of placing an item for sale at one price yet charges a higher price at the time of sale or short weighing an item when the label reflects a higher weight. 26. Advanced fee schemes, actor induces victim to give him some type of advanced fee in return for a future benefit. The future benefit never occurs and victim never receives the advanced fee back. 27. Airport scam, actor approaches victim in an airport stating that the newspaper stand cannot change his $100 bill and asks the victim for change. Victim provides actor with the change, actor returns to the store to get the $100 bill back, however, never returns to victim. 28. Auto repair, actor hangs out around an auto repair shop and approaches victims who leave after getting estimates. Actor claims to do work off-duty at a very low cost. Once actor has the car, inferior work is completed and victim cannot get the return of the car until the very high bill is paid. 29. Check kiting, a bank account is opened with good funds and a rapport is developed with the bank. Actor then deposits a series of bad checks but prior to their discovery, withdraws funds from the bank. 30. Coupon redemption, grocery stores amass large amounts of coupons and redeem them to manufacturers when in fact merchandise was never sold. 31. Directory advertising, actor either impersonates salesperson from a directory company like the Yellow Pages or fraudulently sells advertising which the victim never receives. 32. Fortune telling, actor advises victim that victim is cursed. Actor advises victim that the curse must be removed. Actor advises that she must meditate to the spirits and will require payment. Over a period of time, victim pays fortune teller thousands of dollars to remove curse. 33. Gypsies, actor states that victim's money is cursed. In order to remove the curse, the money must be placed into a bag or box that the actor provides. The bag or box is switched. Actor advises victim to perform certain rituals over the money and the curse will be removed. The bag or box cannot be opened for a period of time. When it is opened, the money is gone. 34. Home improvement, actor approaches a homeowner with a very low estimate for a repair or improvement. Inferior or incomplete work is performed. Once the repairs are completed, actor intimidates the victim to pay a price much greater than the original estimate. 35. Inferior equipment, actors travel around selling inferior equipment such as tools at high prices. 36 Jamaican Switch, actor number 1 approaches a victim looking for the address of a prostitute. Actor number 1 shows a large sum of money to the victim. Actor number 2 arrives and tells actor number 1 where he can find the prostitute but cautions on taking all the money as the prostitute might rob him. Actor number 1 asks the victim to hold the money for him. Actor number 1 puts his money into a handkerchief with the victim's money. Actor number 1 shows the victim how to hide the money under his arm, inside his shirt while switching handkerchiefs. Victim takes the handkerchief and the parties split up. However, actor number 1 leaves with victim's money. 37 Land Fraud, actor induces victim to purchase tracts of land in some type of retirement development which does not exist. 38 Odometer Fraud, unscrupulous used car salesman purchased used cars and turns back the odometers. The used car is sold at a higher price due to its low mileage. 39 Pigeon Drop, actor number 1 befriends the victim. Actor number 2 shows both actor number 1 and victim a found package containing a large amount of cash. Actor number 1 insists that the found money be divided equally but only after each person puts up his own money to demonstrate good faith. All the money is put in one package and the package is later switched. 40 Police Impersonation, actor tells victim that his bank is being operated by fraudulent bank officers. Actor instructs victim to take money out of bank and place it into a good bank. After the money is withdrawn, the actor allegedly takes the money to the police station for safekeeping. The victim never sees the money again. 41 Ponzi, an investment scheme where the actor solicits investors in a business venture, promising extremely high financial returns or dividends in a very short period of time. The actor never invests the money, however, does pay dividends. The dividends consist of the newest investors' funds. The first investors, pleased to receive dividends, encourage new investors to invest. This scheme falls apart when the actor no longer has sufficient new investors to distribute dividends to the old investors or the actor simply takes all the funds and leaves the area. 42 Pyramid, an investment fraud in which an individual is offered a distributorship or franchise to market a particular product. The promoter of the pyramid represents that although marketing of the product will result in profits, larger profits will be earned by the sale of franchises. For example, if a franchise price is 10,000.00 pesos, the seller receives 3,500.00 pesos for every franchise sold. Each new franchise purchaser is presented with the same proposal so that each franchise owner is attempting to sell franchises. Once the supply of potential investors is exhausted, the pyramid collapses. Many times, there are no products involved in the franchise, simply just the exchange of money. 43 Quick Change, victim is confused by actor's speedy series of money exchanges and in the end, is shortchanged. 44 Shell Game, actor number 1 manipulates a pea beneath 3 walnut shells or bottle caps. Actor number 1 moves the caps around and shows victim the cap with the pea under it. With the encouragement of another player, also actor number 2, victim places larger and larger bets as to which cap contains the pea. The game is ended by actor number 1 when the take is large enough. 45 Utilities Impersonators, actor impersonates utilities employees by wearing jumpsuits with name tags. Actor approaches victim with story about a gas leak or electrical surge to gain entry to the home. Valuables are taken by actor. 46 VCR Scam, actor purports to sell new VCRs or televisions at an extremely low cost due to his connections. Victim pays for the VCR or television only to discover that the box has been filled with rocks. 47 West African Investment Scams, actors target businesses and obtain business bank account information from which all funds are later withdrawn. Dealing with white-collar crimes. Gary Green pointed out that professional criminals would probably continue to enjoy immunity from prosecution. Hence, they are unlikely to be deterred by sanction or threat and are unlikely to be formally disqualified by their professional organizations. They will therefore feel free and are free to continue or begin their activities. Schmallinger, 1999. James W. Coleman suggests 4 areas of reform, which white-collar crime might be effectively addressed. 1. Ethical reforms. Reform includes such things as working to establish stronger and more persuasive codes of business ethics. Courses in ethical businesses might be offered in universities, and corporations could school their employees in right livelihood. 2. Enforcement reforms. Reforms center on the belief that white-collar criminals must be severely punished, but also include such things as better funding for enforcement agencies dealing with white-collar crime, and insulation of enforcement personnel from undue political violations. 3. Structural reforms involve basic changes in corporate structure to make white-collar crime more difficult to commit, such as selective nationalization of firms that have long records of criminal violations. 4. Political reforms focus on eliminating campaign contributions from corporations and businesses, but also include the level of fairness in determining government grants and contracts. The government must serve as a police itself. This includes the enforcement of laws and the regulation of the activities of elected officials and administrative personnel.
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I hope you learned something new about our topic on review notes in criminal sociology, ethics and human relations, part 3. If you learned something in this video, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share this video with your friends to also learn about this topic. If you have comments, questions, and suggestions, you can leave a message in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching my videos, hoping that we meet again in my next video, and God bless you always. It is Teacher Lumaban YouTube channel.